Okay, let's untack this Mother's Day thing. It's just around the corner, right? Second Sunday in May.
May 11th this year. Yep.
So instead of just, the usual gift panic, we thought we'd really dive into the story behind it, where it came from, how it's celebrated differently around the globe.
Yeah, we've got some interesting sources, articles about the U.S. history, how different cultures mark the day.
And even like a Reddit thread with new parents trying to figure out gift ideas, which is kind of fun.
Right. It's fascinating because we all have this idea of Mother's Day, but it's got a much more complex history than you might think.
Definitely more than just cards and flowers. Those are part of it. Our mission here is to explore that richer picture.
Exactly. Going beyond the commercial side a bit.
So where do we start? The U.S. seems like the place, for the modern version anyway,
Yeah.
though I gather there are older echoes.
Oh, absolutely. You can look way back to ancient Greece and Rome. They had festivals honoring mother goddesses, Rhea, Cybele.
Right, these big symbolic figures.
Yeah. It shows the sort of fundamental human thing, recognizing that maternal nurturing force. It's a theme that keeps popping up even now.
But the holiday we know, the second Sunday in May, one that's more recent, early 20th century U.S.
That's the one. And it really comes down to one woman, Anna Jarvis.
Okay, Anna Jarvis, what was her story? What drove her?
Well, it was deeply personal. Her own mother, Anne Reeves Jarvis, passed away in 1905.
Oh.
And her mother had been quite active in the community. She'd organized these Mother's Friendship Days after the Civil War to help reconcile people.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and Mother's Day work clubs focused on health and sanitation. So Anna felt this real need to honor her mother, and by extension, all mothers.
So it started as a very personal tribute.
Pretty much. She organized the first sort of official celebration in 1908 in Grafton, West Virginia.
Right, I read about that. In her mother's church.
Exactly. And she sent 500 white carnations. They were her mother's favorite flower.
That's a lovely detail.
And it wasn't just there. Philadelphia had a big event the same day. The idea was catching on.
So it gained momentum pretty quickly then.
It did. Anna was relentless. She wrote letters, campaigned, and just a few years later, 1914, President Woodrow Wilson made it official. Second Sunday in May, National Mother's Day.
Wow. So she succeeded. But her original vision, it was different from maybe how we see it now.
Very different. She really wanted it to be personal, intimate.
How so?
She talked about writing letters, visiting your mother, maybe bringing flowers you pick yourself, simple, heartfelt gestures. Right. That emotional connection was key for her.
Not so much the commercial aspect.
Definitely not. We'll get back to that because it's a big part of the story.
Okay, but first let's look outwards. Because the U.S. way isn't the only way, right? How do other cultures celebrate motherhood?
Oh, it's incredibly diverse. Take Mexico, for example.
Dia de las Madres, May 10th, always.
Always May 10th, yep. And it's a huge deal there. Mothers are really central figures in Mexican culture.
So what happens?
It's vibrant. Lots of carnations, symbols of pure love, they say. Big family meals. Music.
Music.
Oh, yeah. The mariachi serenade is classic, sometimes really early in the morning as a surprise for mom.
That sounds amazing. Very different feel.
Totally different. And even within the U.S., you see variations, like in the Navajo Nation.
How is it observed there?
It's much more tied into spiritual values, ancestral teachings, honoring the wisdom passed down through generations of women.
Less about gifts, more about acknowledgement.
Exactly. Spiritual, emotional acknowledgement. And honoring Mother Earth, too. Often communal meals, ceremonies. It's about connection.
That broadens the idea of mother quite a bit. Europe. Italy.
La Festa della Mama. Second Sunday in May, like the U.S.
And their style.
Very much about togetherness.
Yeah.
Simple, heartfelt things. Kids might write poems, make little gifts. Cooking mom's favorite meal is a big one.
That focus on simple, personal gestures again.
Yeah, it echoes Anna Jarvis's original idea, doesn't it? It's less about big spending, more about genuine appreciation.
Okay, and the UK, they have Mothering Sunday, which is different, right?
Completely different history, actually. Right. Much older. It falls on the fourth Sunday of Lent.
Lent. So it's tied to the church calendar.
Traditionally, yes. It was a day when people, often kids working as servants, would get the day off to visit their mother church, their main local one.
Oh, I see.
And also visit their own mothers, bringing maybe small gifts or flowers.
Does it still have that religious connection?
Less so now. For many, it's become more like the general Mother's Day family time, spring flowers, often a special cake called simnel cake.
Simnel cake.
Yeah, a rich fruit cake with marzipan. Kind of traditional for that time of year.
Interesting how these things evolve. What about somewhere like India?
In India, honoring motherhood gets woven into religious festivals, like Hanuman Jayanti.
Okay, so not a separate Mother's Day exactly.
Not in the same way, but it's a time when mothers are honored alongside Lord Hanuman, who represents strength and devotion. There are processions, chanting, lamps. It links motherhood with that divine strength and nurture.
That's a powerful connection. Let's keep going. Thailand.
Thailand's is very specific, August 12th.
August. Why then?
It's the birthday of Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother. It's a national public holiday.
Wow, a public holiday.
Yeah, big celebrations, buildings decorated with her portrait, and kids give their mothers white jasmine flowers. Very symbolic in Thai culture.
Yasmin, that's lovely. Okay, back to the Americas. Peru.
Peru is also the second Sunday in May. Feliz Dia Mama. Family gatherings are central, of course.
But there's something else distinctive there, isn't there?
Yes, a really poignant tradition. Many families visit cemeteries to honor mothers who have passed away.
Cemeteries. Is it a somber day then?
Not necessarily. It's often described as a joyful commemoration. People bring food, drinks, flowers to the gravesites, spend time there together.
That's quite different. A way of including everyone.
Yeah, and there's this custom, wearing a red rose if your mother's living and a white rose if she's passed.
A simple visual symbol. Okay, one more perhaps. France.
France usually celebrates on the last Sunday in May.
Ah, later in the month.
Typically, yeah. It's about small, thoughtful gifts. Flower bouquets are popular, especially lily of the valley around that time.
Yeah.
Quality family time is key. And there's a sweet tradition where the dad and kids might go out to the market together to pick out flowers for mom.
It really is this incredible global tapestry, isn't it? All these variations on a theme.
Absolutely. All pointing towards appreciating mothers and maternal figures.
But we have to circle back to the U.S. now and, well, the elephant in the room. The commercialization.
Right. And this is where Anna Jarvis's story takes a turn, because she, the founder, ended up hating what it became.
Really? Hating it?
Strongly opposing it. Just a few years after it became official, she saw it turning into a profit-making machine.
And she felt it lost its meaning.
Completely. She thought the sentiment, that personal connection, was getting buried under, well, under sales.
I think I read she particularly disliked greeting cards.
Hated them. Called them lazy, impersonal. She said people should write real letters, express their actual feelings.
Wow. She didn't mince words.
Not at all. She actually protested against the commercialization, got arrested for disturbing the peace at one point.
No way.
Yeah, she even tried to trademark Mother's Day and the white carnation symbol to try and, control it, get it back to her original vision.
Did that work?
Sadly, no. The commercial tide was just too strong.
And the spending now is huge.
It's astronomical. For 2025 in the U.S., they're predicting something like $34.1 billion.
Billion. Wow. On what mostly?
The classics are still big. Flowers, cards, special outings like brunch or dinner. But also jewelry. Gift cards are huge now, and there's this growing trend for gifts of experience, spa days, trips, glasses, that sort of thing.
So it's this massive industry built around showing appreciation.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Which creates this tension, doesn't it, between wanting to show love with a gift and maybe that original desire for something more personal Anna Jarvis talked about.
Which brings us back to that Reddit thread you mentioned. New parents looking for ideas.
Exactly. Because what you see there is, yes, people asking about traditional gifts, things moms will appreciate,
Sure.
but also a real craving for those small, homemade, inexpensive tokens. Like kids' handprint art turned into flowers, little wooden blocks painted with mom and photos.
Ah, the heartfelt stuff.
Yeah, paper bouquets they made themselves. It shows that even with all the commercial pressure, people still want that personal meaning, that connection.
So the intention is still there, maybe, even if it gets expressed through buying something sometimes.
I think so. People do want to show love and gratitude. The way they do it just varies a lot.
Okay, so practicality check.
Yeah.
Some of us leave things a bit late. Any good last-minute ideas that still feel thoughtful?
Ray, well, that Forbes article we looked at had some thoughts. Experiences are often good last-minute buys. You can book a spa day or a nice meal online pretty quickly.
Right, create a memory.
Exactly. Subscription boxes tailored to her interests can work. Some personalized gifts have rush options. And of course, fast delivery flowers are always a fallback.
So options exist even if you're down to the wire.
Yeah, the key is just trying to make it feel like you thought about her specifically, even if time was short.
Right. So wrapping this deep dive up, It's clear Mother's Day is way more complex than it might seem on the surface.
Definitely. It's this mix of ancient impulses, personal stories like Anna Jarvis's, diverse global traditions, and, yeah, modern commerce, too.
But underneath it all,
Underneath it all is this universal thread, isn't it? This desire to honor and thank mothers, mother figures, maternal bonds.
it really makes you reflect on your own traditions, or maybe lack thereof,
Mm.
and how you want to acknowledge those people in your life as May 11th gets closer.
Yeah, whether it's a big family gathering, a quiet visit, a handwritten note, or something else entirely,
Yeah.
the power of that bond persists.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a thought, I suppose.
Maybe the question is, what small, heartfelt gesture will you choose to express your appreciation this year?